if you want to get better at doing the work that you know that you need to do, then this video is for you, because in this video I will reveal to you 3 habits that will help you to become more disciplined. Now, 2 of those habits takes only 1 to 5 minutes per day, but they will increase your discipline substantially, because that's what they do. And I know that because in the last 3 years I have been through a pretty serious self-development journey, and throughout it I have made a lot of progress, especially on my discipline skill. So let's begin the first one, and it is one that is pretty overrated, but not for the right reasons, because a lot of men out there say that it is good for health and it is also good for your skin or whatever, right, for recovery. But the thing that it is actually good for is discipline, and it is cold showers. So basically, when we get into the cold shower, this act is difficult, it's challenging, it induces discomfort, which is why we need to use discipline to do it. And that's why it is such a good habit for discipline. And that's why it is also good for depression. Why? Because that discomfort causes our dopamine to go below baseline. And then when it is below baseline, we feel a lot less motivation, we need to use discipline. But then after that point, it will go up and our baseline will increase, which means that our baseline level of motivation will get higher, which is fucking the opposite of depression, because depression, to some extent, not accurately, but you know, some of it, a huge part of it, is the lack of motivation. Now the second habit, and it is the longest one out of the 3, and it is one that caused me to gain the most amount of discipline. How can I quantify it? It's because it is so fucking hard that after doing it, I feel myself getting stronger, I feel my mental strength increases, because that's how hard it is for me. Because discipline is largely doing the hard work when you don't want to. It is doing the work that you are not motivated to do, but usually the work that we are not motivated to do is the hard one. And this habit for me is running. I sucked at it, like I sucked at it so fucking badly. I was so bad at it, I couldn't run a fucking kilometer. A few months ago, even like 9 months ago when I started, I had a hard time running a kilometer, and a few weeks ago, even months now, I ran my first marathon. Do you know how hard it was? I trained for it for so fucking long. I needed to go to those runs every week, 4 times per week, and it was really hard, and I didn't feel like it for most of the times, and that's how I developed discipline through it. I went to those workouts anyways, and I built the discipline. And with it, it is also such a good habit for health, because the biggest predictor for longevity is VO2 max, and this is one of the best ways to improve on that metric. And another huge benefit of running, especially when you do it without headphones on, is the meditative effect. So today I went to that 23k run, which is 14 or 15 miles I think, for you Americans out there, and it was hard, right? I won't lie to you, but when I run, I just run with my mind. I had no headphones on, nothing like that. I just ran and thought, and it helped me to clear my mind, and that's what it usually does for me, and I fucking love it because of that. I developed passion through it by sacrificing for it, which is a way to develop passion, because when we go through hardship for something, we start to appreciate this thing more. And that's also a realization that I had today in my run. Now the third habit, and it is one that you will probably not expect to see here, because no one talks about its benefits when it comes to discipline. But the thing about this habit, it is that what is discipline, right? Discipline is the ability to do something that we don't want to do for a higher purpose, to some extent, right? This is a way to describe this thing. And this habit, this practice, is one that does that exact thing, and it is meditation. Now, you might ask me, Ravi, what the fuck is the higher purpose when it comes to meditation? Now, it is not a higher desire in a sense of changing the world. It is your goal when you meditate to focus on this thing, singular point of focus, let's say breath, your breath. You focus on it, right? But by the nature of our minds, we will get distracted from it after a few seconds or even milliseconds. And when we go back, we sacrifice indulging in the thoughts that appears in our brains and instead go back to the breath. And that's this practice basically. And that's how we develop discipline, because it is controlling your attention from your mind to the breath or this singular point of focus, which is by extension fucking discipline, right? And it's also great for attention span. Why? Because that's the way to train it, to train your ability to concentrate on things, to be mindful of them, and to just concentrate in general. And now, how to develop those habits in your own life. So this is the practical advice for each one of these habits on how to implement them. Let's start with the first one, cold showers. And this habit, the thing about it is to just get into it. That's the point of most discipline, when we use it the most. So the practical advice when it comes to this habit is to just start small with like 30 seconds of cold shower. Just go do it, preferably on a daily basis. You want to develop it as a habit, so the best way to do it is to do more repetitions. So start with 30 seconds or 1 minute or 1.5 minutes once per day. And then the second habit, running. Pick a distance that you can do, let's say 3k, and go and do it. Now at the beginning you will probably need to run and walk, like run for 700 meters and then walk for 300 meters and do it like this, because when you start you're trash at it. That's what I was doing, because it was that hard for me. Now running, you don't have to do it on a daily basis, but at least do it 3 times per week. It is great for health, so you might as well do it. One is run when you just walk. One long run when you walk for a long fucking distance, like 7, 8, 9, 10k as a beginner, and one hard one in which you will just run for like 2k. Now the third habit, meditation. So just meditate for between 1 to 5 minutes. That's how I want you to start. Just sit down, put a timer on your phone or download a random app and just meditate. Just sit down, focus on your breath, get distracted because it is a normal part of that practice, and then direct your attention to the breath again. And that's how you get better at it, and that's how you develop discipline through it. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, then